Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and a very warm welcome to Pointless, the quiz show where the lowest scorers are the biggest winners. Let's meet today's players. Now, first, we welcome Darren and Keith. You're our first pair on the show today. How do you two know each other?
We go way back from nursery. So,
Do you really?
Yeah, so primary school, high school, college.
Have you been best friends all that time?
Pretty much.
Are you very competitive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good indeed. Very, very best of luck to the pair of you. It's lovely having you here. Next, we welcome Stephanie and Pamela. How do you two know each other?
We're sisters. We've known each other for 42 years. Stephanie's the younger, lucky, bossy one, and I'm the older, clever, geeky one. Really.
Oh, hang on, younger, lucky bossy. Is that the set?
Yeah.
That's what you get. Yeah. Is that true, Stephanie? You're not disagreeing with any of that?
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Very best of luck to the pair of you. Next, we welcome Joe and Richard. How do you two know each other?
Jo is my wife. We've been married for nearly 4 years.
Many congratulations. How did you meet, Joe?
Richard was singing in a band with some mutual friends.
Is he good, Joe? Do you still sing?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit now and again.
Very good. So music would be a good category for you?
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly.
Depends,
Joe?
Depends, but...
How about you? What would be a lovely dream category for this first round?
Disney. Old Disney.
Old Disney.
Yes, please.
Good luck, a pair of you. Lovely having you here. And finally, we welcome back Jake and Barney. You were on the show last time. We give everyone 2 shots at the Pointless final. This is your second and final chance. Now, remind us what happened last time.
We could have done better.
Yeah.
Quite considerably better.
Yeah.
We're going to do better this time.
This time round. What are you hoping would come up, Jake? What's a great subject for you?
It's got to be sport, I think. Yeah, I'm going to play a lot of sports and read up on sports, so fingers crossed something.
Barney?
UK politics.
With the exclusion of the current cabinet.
Well, no, I'm really good at that now.
You should be. Well, best of luck to you as well. We'll find out more about all of you throughout the show, of course. There is only one person left for me to introduce. He is a directory of obscure facts and figures. He's my pointless friend. He's Richard.
Oh, yeah.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
How are you?
I'm well.
Excellent.
And you
I'm very
good?
glad to hear it. Yeah, very well. I think it's a very interesting show today because we've got 3 new pairs, but each and every one of those new pairs has answered as many questions correctly as our returning pair. I do think Jake and Barney have something to prove. I suspect you can't go out in round 1 twice. At least get through to round 2.
That's the plan.
And then who knows what happens from there.
Who knows? Thanks very much, Richard. Now, we put all our questions to 100 people before the show, but this is pointless, so we are after the obscure answers that they didn't get. What everyone's trying to do, of course, is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add 250 quid to the jackpot. Andrew and Sue won the jackpot last time, so today's jackpot starts off at £1,000. Right, let's play pointless. Right, in the first round, each of you must give me one answer and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated. OK, our first category this afternoon is cartoons. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Peanuts characters as they could. Peanuts characters. Richard?
Yeah, the correct answers in this round will all be characters who featured regularly in Charles Schulz's Peanuts cartoon strip.
Right. Now, Darren and Keith, you all drew lots before the show, and you get to go first this afternoon. Now, in this round, we're going to give you a choice of 7 possible answers on the board in each pass. Bit of a relief, I think, for everyone there. The first set of 7 answers reads like this. Marcy, Charlie Brown, Lucy Van Pelt, Woodstock, Petshall, Hosey Peterson, Pigpen. I'll read those one more time. Marcy, Charlie Brown, Lucy Van Pelt, Woodstock, Petshall, Hosey Peterson, and pigpen. I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless, but be very careful. At least one of those answers is also incorrect. Pick one of those ones and you will score the maximum of 100 points. So then, Darren, peanuts.
Not even heard of it. So,
Not even heard of it.
I've really no idea. I'm gonna go with Jose Peterson.
Jose Peterson. Very good indeed. There he is. One up from the bottom. OK. Jose Peterson. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Good luck, Darren. It's right. It's a brilliant answer by the looks of things. Look at that! Very well done, Darren. That's a pointless answer. It adds 250 quid to today's jackpot, taking the total up to £1,250, and it scores you nothing. You knew nothing, you scored nothing. Very well done. Richard.
Jake and Barney, that's the way you do it. That is very much how it's done. He was a baseball player on a local team in the cartoon strip. Jose Peterson.
Jose Peterson. OK, now Stephanie. Remember, we are looking for Peanuts characters. Do you remember Peanuts?
Yes, no, I liked Peanuts. And I think there are a few obvious answers. I think I'm going to have to go kind of safe and say Pigpen.
Pigpen. OK, well, let's see if Pigpen is a correct answer. And if it is, let's see how many people said Pigpen. That's right. Very good. No flies on you, Stephanie. Pigpen scores you 4. Very good. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Stephanie. Pigpen is always covered in dirt. This whole round, Darren, you must find this so bizarre.
Yes. It's still meaning nothing.
What on earth is everybody talking about?
Now then, Joe. Remember, we are looking for Peanuts characters.
I think I know 3. And I'm going to go for Marcy.
OK, you're going to say Marcy. Let's see if Marcy is a right answer. And if it is, let's see how many people said Marcy. That's right. Oh, very, very well done. Extremely low-scoring round so far. Marcy, Richard.
Yeah, well played, Joe. It's a great round so far, isn't it? With a sort of mixture of knowledge and absolute chance. Has very low scores. Yeah, she's the best friend of one of the other characters who we may see later.
Very good indeed. Well done, Joe. That scored you 2. Now then, Barney. Please tell me you know about Peanuts.
Yep, I know Peanuts a bit. Do I play safe or do I risk it? I'm going to go Lucy Van Pelt.
Let's see if Lucy Van Pelt is right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Lucy Van Pelt. Very well done. Seven. Very well done, Barney. Lucy scores you 7. Richard.
I love the look of relief on your face, Barney. That's great. Very well done. Very good answer. Yes, she is. She started out as a very cute character and got increasingly bossy and crabby as the series went on. Let's fill in the rest of the board. Charlie Brown, obviously, is in the Peanuts cartoons. It would have scored you a fairly hefty 52. Woodstock, who was the little bird, would have scored 9. And Petchel, by process of elimination, is an incorrect answer. It's an Indonesian peanut-based dish.
Oh, sounds delicious. Oh, if I had an Indonesian strip of cooked chicken on a skewer, I would dip it into that petrol and I would eat it.
Shall we, here's a thought, move on?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, OK. Petrol. OK, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores. On 0, Darren and Keith, looking so strong there. Likewise, Joe and Richard on 2. Stephanie again, 4, not bad at all. Now, Barney and Jake, who would have thought 7 would leave you exposed as the high scorers? But I'm afraid 7 leaves you exposed as the high scorers.
93 better than last time.
It is. And a world better, I hope, in your case, Jake, when it comes to the next pass. Right, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put another 7 answers on the board. We are looking for Peanuts characters, and we have got Schroeder, Snoopy, Max Yasgur, Linus Van Pelt, Monroe, Peppermint Patty, and Shermie. Let me read those one more time. Schroeder, Snoopy, Max Yasgur, Linus Van Pelt, Monroe, Peppermint Patty, and Shermie. And again, I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless, and at least one of those answers is incorrect. Try and avoid those incorrect ones at all costs. Jake, you remember Peanuts, don't you?
I have read it in the past, but whether I remember it's a different matter. I think I will go with Linus Van Pelt.
Linus Van Pelt. OK, well, let's see if that's a correct answer. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Linus Van Pelt. It's right. That takes your total up to 21. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Jake. Linus Van Pelt, Lucy's brother and Charlie Brown's best friend.
Now then, Richard, you're on 2. The high scorers are Jake and Barney on 21. If you can score 18 or less with this answer, you are through to the next round. Remember, we're looking for Peanuts characters.
It's a complete stab in the dark, and I hope I'm going to be as lucky as Darren. I'm going to say Shermie.
You're going to say Shermie. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Shermie. It's right. Very well done, Richard. Fantastic. Oh. Shermie, the money. That scores you 1, takes your total up to 3. Very well done indeed. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Richard. Everyone's riding their luck rather well at the moment. Shermie's actually one of the original 4 characters in Peanuts from 1950.
Pamela.
Yes.
You're on 4.
Yes.
Jake and Barney, still the high scorers on 21. If you can score 16 or less, you are through to the next round. Remember, we're looking for Peanuts characters.
Really, I just have to take my chances and hope it's low, and I'll go for Schroeder.
Schroeder.
Yeah.
There's your red line. Let's see if Schroeder can get you below that red line. Is it right? And if it is, how many people said Schroeder? That's right. You're through. Wow. Very, very well done. Schroeder is a pointless answer. It adds another 250 quid to today's jackpot. Takes the total up to £1,500. It scores you nothing, and it leaves you with a total of 4. Richard.
Yeah, well done, Pamela. That's like a proper pointless answer, isn't it?
Yeah.
One that someone knows and then is pointless. Yeah, he was the little boy who's always playing the piano.
Tiny piano.
Admirer of Lucy.
Keith. Now then, Keith.
I've got a tough act to follow here.
You have got a tough act to follow.
I know Snoopy, well, not personally, but that's going to be too obvious. Peppermint Patty's another one. I think Monroe was one of the characters, and that's what I'm going to go for.
You're going to go for Monroe. The high scorers are Jake and Barney on 21. You are on nothing. If you can score 20 or less with this answer, you are through to the next round. Let's see if Monroe is a correct answer, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. There is your red line. If Monroe gets you below that, you are through to the next round. Bad luck from hero to 0, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points. Takes your total up to 100. Richard.
Keith, I'm so sorry. That seems very unfair. Monroe is Charles Schultz's middle name, I'm afraid. If you had said Peppermint Patty, which you knew absolutely, would have scored you 6 points. You'd be safely through to the next round. Snoopy, as you rightly say, that's a big score. It's 48. And Max Yasgur is the man on whose land Woodstock was held, the original Woodstock, so that was an incorrect answer as well.
Very good. Thank you very much, Richard. So at the end of round one, the losing pair with the highest score, it's Darren and Keith. Oh, dear. You're still smiling, though, Keith, which is great.
He knew nothing and then he got no
He
point.
knew nothing and scored nothing.
Clearly doesn't matter.
It clearly doesn't
We'll be
matter at
back.
all. You most certainly will be back. I mean, it's been brilliant having you on the show. I'm so sorry we say goodbye to you so soon, but lovely contestants. Fantastic. Thanks for playing. But for the remaining three pairs, it's now time for round two. Now, only two pairs will make it through to the head-to-head, so one team is going to be leaving us at the end of this round. Our category for round two this afternoon is history. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second?
OK.
And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, our second round question concerns historical events and their countries. In this round, we're about to show you a list of historic events. We asked 100 people to tell us in which country each event took place. Richard.
Yeah, we're going to show you 6 historical events on each pass, and all you have to do is tell us the country that it took place in. The more obscure the event, the fewer points you're going to score. If you give us an incorrect answer, you will score 100 points. See how many of these 12 you can get at home. And we're looking for the modern-day names of these countries. And as always, by country, we mean a member of the UN, which is a sovereign state in its own right.
Thank you very much, Richard. So we are looking for the country in which these historic events took place. And we have got the Boer War, storming of the Bastille, Pompeii destroyed by Vesuvius, reign of Ferdinand and Isabella, Biafra declares independence, Jesse Owens wins 4 Olympic gold medals. I'll read all of those one more time. The Boer War, storming of the Bastille, Pompeii destroyed by Vesuvius, reign of Ferdinand and Isabella, Biafra declares independence, Jesse Owens wins 4 Olympic gold medals. So, Pamela,
Yes.
you're first out of the blocks. How confident are you feeling?
I
about
love
these?
history. It's one of my most favourite topics ever.
I am so pleased.
Unfortunately, it's the only O-level that I failed at high school. So I'm just going to have to play a little bit safe, but maybe I'll say storming of the Bastille in France.
OK, storming of the Bastille in France. A little bit safe, but
Yeah.
better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
OK, well, let's hope that works for you. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said the storming of the Bastille was France. 68. It's 32 better than 100, Pamela. Not that bad. 68 for France, Richard.
Yeah, 14th of July, 1789, the storming of the Bastille in the very early days of the French Revolution. There were only 7 prisoners inside it at the time.
Got to get that quiet, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
OK, thanks, Richard. Now then, Joe.
This is going to be a total guess because I have no clue on any of them.
You have no clue about any of these?
No. So, as a complete guess, I'm going to go for
Yeah, huh?
reign of Ferdinand and Isabella, and I'm going to say Spain.
You're going to say Spain for Ferdinand and Isabella. OK, well, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Very well done, Joe. That was a brilliant guess. And a pleasingly low-scoring one as well. 29 for that. Richard.
This is like a fluke special, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah, Ferdinand and Isabella. Ferdinand did all sorts of things. He set up the Spanish Inquisition, he funded Columbus's travels, and one of their children, Ferdinand and Isabella, was Catherine of Aragon. Lucky.
Isabella sounded Spanish.
Very good. Well, it scored you 29, so well done. Now then, Barney.
Yes, Alexander.
Remember, we're looking for the modern-day country in which these events took place.
OK. Well, I can tell you that Pompeii was in an episode of Doctor Who. I'm going to go Pompeii, Italy.
Pompeii, Italy, you're going to say. Well, let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Pompeii, Italy. Very well done. 61, that scores you. Not a terrible score at all. 61 for Pompeii, Italy, Richard.
It's a little bit like being at the International Symposium of Historians, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yes, Pompeii, Italy, Doctor Who. Absolutely right. I'm looking forward to your thesis. Should we fill in the board? Alexander, do you fancy any of these? I tell you, Jesse Owens wins 4 Olympic gold medals. That's actually a very high scorer.
Germany, is it Germany?
Yeah, it was at the Berlin Games, so it's in Germany. The Boer War?
South Africa.
South Africa. Absolutely right, would have scored 40. Now, the best answer on the board is Biafra declares independence. Well done if you got that. Any ideas?
Nigeria.
Nigeria, exactly right. Would have scored 8 points. So well done if you got that at home.
OK, well, let's take a look at the scores as we are halfway through the round. On 29, Joe. 29.
Not bad.
It's like having Simon Sharma standing in front of me. And then we come to Barney and Jake, Doctor Who.
It's all about Doctor Who.
All about Doctor Who. Taught me pretty much everything I know. On 61. And then on 68, not very far ahead, Pamela and Stephanie. Yeah. Stephanie, nominally, you are the high scorers, but I wouldn't say there's that much in it, to be honest. So anything could happen in this next pass. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more historic events on the board, and here they are. Storming of the Winter Palace, 100 Flowers Campaign, Watergate, assassination of Mahatma Gandhi, bombing of Guernica, and ancient Olympics. Let me read those one more time. Storming of the Winter Palace, 100 Flowers Campaign, Watergate, assassination of Mahatma Gandhi, bombing of Guernica, ancient Olympics. Remember, we're looking for the modern-day country in which these events took place. And you're obviously trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. Now then, Jake. You're on 61. You're not the high scorers. The high scorers are Stephanie and Paola on 68. If you can score 6 or less with this answer, you are through to the head-to-head.
I do know some of them. So I'm going to go for... I'm going to go ancient Olympics and Greece.
Let's see if Greece is indeed the answer to the ancient Olympics. And if it is, how many people said it? Yeah, well done. 71. Quite a high-scoring one there, not surprisingly. That takes your score up to 132. Richard?
Yeah, the first champions were recorded in 776 BC in the Olympic Games.
Now then, Richard, you are through to the next round, whatever happens. You're on 29. Even if you score 100, there's no way you will overtake Jake and Barney's high score of 132.
I think I'm going to try and have a bit of a guess then at the storming of the Winter Palace. I don't know. Norway.
Let's see if it's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Norway. Bad luck. Unfortunately, Norway's an incorrect answer, but who cares? You're through to the next round, come what may. Your score total is 129. Richard?
Yes, not Norway. Not Norway, I'm afraid. Unless, again, we've uncovered a whole new strain of historical thought, which I'm not ruling out. I won't say what the answer is, just in case the other team want to have a go.
Now then, Stephanie, you are on 68. If you can score 63 or less, you are through to the head-to-head. Remember, we are looking for the country, the modern-day country in which these historic events took place.
I'm going to say India and the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi.
OK, India, the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. Here comes your red line. If you can get below that red line, you are through to the head-to-head. If you're not below that red line, we say goodbye to you, and Jake and Barney go through to the head-to-head. OK, let's see if India is right for the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. It's right. Oh, 64. That scores you. It takes you to precisely 132. Very, very exciting. That means you are both joint high scorers. There is going to have to be a tie break. Richard.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not highbrow, but it's quite exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mahatma Gandhi has 64 points. 1948, he was assassinated.
Well, this is ridiculously exciting. As it's a tie, the tied pairs have to give me one more answer each. Now, your scores are going to be reset to 0, and the pair that gets the lowest score will win. You are now allowed to confer for what it's worth. Remember, we're looking for the modern-day country in which these events took place. OK, now, Stephanie and Pamela, you are going to go first. What answer are you going to give me?
I'm going to plump for, because I'm pretty sure about this one, is storming of the Winter Palace, and that's Russia.
Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. It's right. 38. OK, 38 for you, Stephanie and Pamela. Now then, Jake and Barney. 38 is the score you must be lower than.
OK.
OK, here we go.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
We're going to go for the 100 Flowers campaign, which, of course, was in the Netherlands.
Netherlands. OK, well, let's see if that is a correct answer. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. The score you have to get lower than is 38. 37 or less will see you through to the head-to-head, but it has to be correct. The Netherlands. Bad luck. That is an incorrect answer. You score 100 points. So, Stephanie and Pamela, you are through to the head-to-head. Richard.
That sound you can hear is just a nation of history teachers sighing. Let's look at Watergate. Obviously, everyone avoided, and it is a big score. So, the United States, and there's the high score on the board of 66. The bombing of Guernica is, of course, Spain. The Germans bombed it and inspired Picasso's famous painting. And the 100 Flowers campaign, do you know, it's not the Netherlands. I'll give you that as a clue. It's not Belgium either. It's China. It's China. 1956, Mao Zedong's attempt to get people to tell them what they thought about communism. Very well done if you got that. It's the best answer on the board.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm afraid it's Jake and Barney. Well, you did it. You made it through to round 2, which was good.
Better than last time.
Better than last time. Well, alas, no trophy. But thank you very much for playing. You've been great contestants. Thanks very much. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are going to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Now, well done, Joe and Richard, Stephanie and Pamela. You've made it through to the head-to-head. Obviously, only one pair can make it through to the final and play for the jackpot, which currently stands at £1,500. Now, you're going to go head-to-head on the best of 3 questions. For each question, each pair needs to give me just one answer. You are now allowed to confer. All you have to do is come up with an answer that scores less than the other pair, and you will win that question. The first pair who get to the best of 3 will be playing for today's jackpot. Let's play Pointless. Here is your first question. Good luck. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many pedestrian crossings with animal names as they could. Pedestrian crossings with animal names. Richard.
Yeah, a good question. I think it's in the Highway Code up to the start of 2011, under rules for pedestrians, there are 4 crossings listed which have animals in their names. Which is the most obscure of those crossings?
Whew. Right, Joe and Richard, because you've played best throughout the show so far, you get to go first. We are looking for pedestrian crossings with animal names.
Yeah, go for that one then. Yeah.
We're going to go for Pelican Crossing.
You're going to go for pelican. OK. Stephanie and Pamela.
I'm going to have to go for zebra. Or
Yeah.
zebra.
Zebra, zebra,
Tomato, tomato.
potato, potato.
I will call the whole thing off, actually.
Yeah, please do.
OK, so we have pelican, we have zebra. In the order they were given, Joe and Richard went for pelican. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Pelican crossing. That's right. Oh. Got a high score there. 91 for pelican crossing. Zebra crossing. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said zebra crossing. 94. So, after the first question, it is 1-0 to Joe and Richard. Richard.
Well, I think, as we can see there, everyone knows zebra and pelican, so it's a question of what are the other two. Let's take a look. They're all rather well named, I think. Puffin crossing, which is, it's like a pelican crossing, but if you press the light and walk across before it goes red, it will cancel it. So it's pedestrian, user-friendly, intelligent crossing. Toucan crossing, which is, again, like a pelican crossing, but one that bikes can use as well, so toucan. So call it a toucan crossing. Pelican crossing, which comes from pedestrian light-controlled crossing. Pelican crossing, 91, and zebra crossing, 94. So toucan crossing and puffin crossing. You learn something new every day, don't you?
You really do, Richard. Thank you very much for that.
Absolute pleasure.
OK, here is your second question. Joe and Richard, if you win this question, you are straight through to the final. Stephanie and Pamela, you have to win this one to stay in the game. OK, we gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many double-letter states as they could. Double-letter states, Richard.
Yeah, there are 9 US states that contain at least one double letter. That's the same letter occurring next to each other in its name.
OK, thank you very much indeed. Stephanie and Pamela, you get to go first this time.
Tennessee, Mississippi, Tallahassee. OK. I think we're going to go for Tallahassee.
Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Joe and Richard.
Should we go for Dallas then?
Yeah, we'll go for Dallas.
Yeah, we've been through a few, but we'll go for Dallas.
OK, you're going to go for Dallas. We have Tallahassee and we have Dallas. Let's put them to the test in the order they were given. Stephanie and Pamela said Tallahassee. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said it. No. Unfortunately, that's an incorrect answer. Joe and Richard have gone for Dallas. All it needs to be is correct at this stage. No, that's not correct either. Richard.
Yeah, shall we forget this one ever happened as well?
Yeah.
Like we're going to do. Yeah, Stephanie and Pamela, Tallahassee is in Florida and Dallas is in Texas. Yeah. Neither of them are states. Let's take a look at 9 things that are states and would have counted. Pennsylvania would have scored 2, Minnesota 7, Connecticut 8, there's Tennessee, so a very good answer on 9, and Missouri on 9 as well. Massachusetts and Illinois both on 11, Hawaii with a double I at the end there on 17, and the classic of all double-letter states, Mississippi on 49.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. Here is your third question. Again, Joe and Richard, if you can get this question, you are straight through to the final. OK, we gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many D-I-S-C-O words as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any of the words or phrases for which the letters D-I-S-C-O stand in the song by Ottawan. There are 16 different phrases or words, and where it's a phrase, we'll need all the words of it, please.
OK, Joe and Richard, you get to go first this time.
I don't want to say it.
Which one do you want? To go for the... Oh.
Yeah.
Super sexy, I think
Yeah.
So we think I is irresistible.
I, irresistible. OK. We have irresistible from Joe and Richard. Stephanie and Pamela.
We're going for S.
Super sexy.
Super sexy.
S, super sexy. Let's take them in the order they've been given. Joe and Richard are going for irresistible. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said irresistible. Well done, it's right. Oh, down it goes. 13. 13 for irresistible. Stephanie and Pamela have gone for super sexy. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Super sexy. It's right. Will it go down further than irresistible? Oh, 17. Which result means that after 3 questions, Joe and Richard are through to the final 2-0. Richard.
Yeah, they were actually the top two answers, the two most popular answers. There were a couple of S's, though, that were pointless. Instead of saying super sexy, if you'd said either superficial or super special, you'd have won the point. They were both pointless. Disastrous and complicated, they're both pointless. Crazy Crazy and Candy both would have scored you 1 point. Sensational 2, Impossible 2, Delightful 5, Incredible 7, Delirious 8. I must listen to this song less. 000 is 9, QT 10, Desirable 11, and there's the two we've already heard, Irresistible 13 and Super Sexy 17.
OK, well, thanks, Richard. So the losing pair at the end of the head-to-head, I'm afraid it's you, Stephanie and Pamela. Never mind, we will see you again next time when you will bring all this newfound pointless know-how to play, and I'm sure you will do fantastically well. Well, thanks so much for playing. Great contestants, thank you. But for Joe and Richard, it's now time for our pointless final and the chance to win our jackpot of £1,500. So congratulations, Joe and Richard. You've seen off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy. Very, very well done. Brilliant. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot. At the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £1,500. Now, the rules are very simple. To win that money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave. Now, we've had 2 pointless answers today. You only have to find 1 more, and you will go home with that money. First, though, you've got to choose a category, and you can choose from these 3 options. Here they are. American fiction, wildlife, media. Which do you want?
I don't think American fiction.
No.
That out straight away.
Wildlife.
Possibly media. I think we're going to know more about media than the other one, do you?
Let's hope so, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go for media.
OK. Well, let's find out what the question is. Here goes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Directors General of the BBC as they could. Directors General of the BBC, Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any permanent general manager or director general of the BBC from 1922 right through to the start of 2011. We're not looking for anyone who's had that post on a temporary basis, in case you were tempted to give us one of their names. Any permanent general manager or director general, as it's now known, of the BBC. I wish you all the luck in the world.
OK. You now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that £1,500 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Your 60 seconds start now.
I've got no idea.
Right. Right, that's a good basis then. So, oh, blimey, Director Generals of the BBC. So it's kind of current affairs, isn't it? But the names escape me. I can picture one guy, but I can't remember his name.
I haven't got an inkling.
I don't know if Adam Crozier was Director General of the BBC. I think he did a couple of things. He was the FA, wasn't he? I think he went to the post office, and I think he might have been at the BBC. There's Eric. I can't remember his name. Terry. There's John Burt as well, I think. And there's another guy who I can't remember. I want to say Eric Sykes, but I don't think it's him. But it's something like that.
5 seconds.
Just give the 2 you've given and make someone up.
OK.
OK, there is your minute up. We were looking for Directors General of the BBC. I now need 3 answers from you.
I think there's a guy called John Burt.
John Burt.
We'll go for Adam Crozier.
Adam Crozier.
And I just can't think of this other guy's name, so we'll go for somebody who came from media, so somebody like Alan Sugar. It's not going to be Alan Sugar.
OK. But Alan Sugar.
Yeah, let's
Of those 3, which is your most confident answer to be pointless?
Well, the most confident to be pointless, I guess, John Burt. I don't know.
OK, we'll put him last.
Not sure who he is, but...
Should we put Alan Sugar first?
Yeah, I think so.
Lovely. OK, we'll put them up on the board in that order. Alan Sugar, Adam Crozier and John Burt. there they are. Well, we were looking for Directors General of the BBC. You said this was your least confident answer. You only have to find one pointless answer in these three to win that £1,500 jackpot. So let's see if your first answer is correct. And if it is, let's see if anyone said Alan Sugar. Yeah. OK, well, we knew that. We knew that. OK, so unfortunately, that is not a pointless answer. We knew that wasn't going to be pointless, but that was just one to fill a place. You only have two more chances to win today's jackpot. £1,500, how do you spend that?
We're hoping to move house, so it would help a little towards that.
Very good. OK, well, we were looking for Directors General of the BBC. Let's hope nobody said your next answer, Adam Crozier. You mentioned the Post Office and the FA. Did he also head the BBC? Let's find out. Is it right? If it is, how many people said Adam Crozier? Well, it was a good guess. Happens to be wrong. So I'm afraid that also isn't a pointless answer. You only have one more chance to win today's jackpot. Now, this last one, where did this name come from?
I don't know. I don't know where it's come from, but so it could be completely made up. But
you said this was the answer you had the most faith in. It's your best shot at a pointless answer. Let's see if it's right. If it's right, it could go a long way down, maybe. This is for the jackpot of £1,500. Let's see if John Burt is right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. John Burt. It's right. It's right. Down it goes. 50s, 40s. This has to go all the way down into the teens. Single figures. Down it goes. 6. Oh. That was a good answer, Richard. A good answer. Scored you 6. Unfortunately, though, you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer. So you don't win today's jackpot of £1,500, which rolls over to the next show. But you have been amazing contestants. And you do take home our pointless trophy, of course. So, Richard.
Yeah, unlucky Joe and Richard. I think maybe the Eric Sykes you're thinking of, maybe Greg Dyke?
yeah,
Is that the name you were looking for? Yeah. He would have scored 17 points, so he's not a pointless, but he was a Director General. There's actually only 5 pointless answers here. Lots of the Directors General got points. Let's take a look at the 5 pointless ones. Cecil Graves, who was a Director General briefly during the war, during the Second World War. Charles Curran, who was Director General from 1969 to 77. Hugh Carlton Green, who was Graham Greene's brother and was Charles Curran's predecessor. Ian Trethowan, he took over from Charles Curran, and Ian Jacob. Those are all pointless answers. Very, very well done if you got any of those.
OK, well, thanks, Richard. Unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to you, Joe and Richard. It's been great having you on the show. Thank you both for playing. Thank you. So nobody's won our jackpot today, which means it rolls over onto the next show when we will be playing for £2,500. Join us next time to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.